This broadcast of the ASEAN Basketball League may not be reused in any way, shape, or form without an express written consent of the ABL.
Go right there, another block by Delvin.
Wide open is Regulus. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lie. Oh, everyone for the Black Bears finding the bottom of the net.
Leaky with a big steal. Leaky for 3. That goes in. What a play!
A warm welcome from Nunsaburi, Thailand. It's Thursday, January 30, 2020, and as we continue our coverage of Season 10 of the ASEAN Basketball League, Rise to Greatness. Tonight, league leaders Mono Vampire host San Miguel Alab Pilipinas of the Philippines at Stadium 29. My name is Delf Tupas, working alongside TK Kilsabon for the first time, and it's finally great to work with you.
It's a pleasure to work with you, and also on this great game between the two teams at the top of the standing. As you see there, Mono Vampire at first and Alab Pilipinas. Him and Jason Brickman too. But yeah, this is Deguar's first time playing in Thailand this season.
Let me introducing for the team, Mono Vampire Basketball Club.
Step back, no foul. Tyler Lamb ties it up with that big shot.
First player number 36, Sorat Suntan Siri. Number 65, Tirawat Jantajan. Number 14, Naratip Bunsam. Number 79, Chittapon Towero. Number 50, Preston Knowles. Number 33, Nopon Sangtong. Player number 0, Frederick Resch. Number 11, Morses Morgan. Number 77, Shichai Ananti. Number 22, Mike Morrison. Tori. And head coach, Mr. Andre Uller. Stop, please.
Coach Andre Urlap, intense and fiery character on the sidelines, and he's really pumped up this team. And he's led them to this outstanding 9-3 record. And this one is for the late NBA great Kobe Bryant, whose impact has transcended beyond basketball. Seems that every sporting event has, whether it's basketball, it's football, athletes, just paying tribute to the great Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, especially a lot of these players on both teams, namely nearly everyone has got to be inspired a little bit by that Mamba mentality. Kobe Bryant has been, they've watched Kobe Bryant throughout his career.
Yeah, absolutely, and his impact is felt all over the world. We take a look at the next 5 games of Mono Vampire. It's all at home, and it looks like, we can see another winning streak coming up here for Mono Vampire.
Yeah, they really want to go undefeated at home this season. As we mentioned already, 5-0, just want to keep that going on.
And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, they return home to face the Slingers on February 2. And it's home away for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Tough schedule ahead for them as we take a look at the last game. This happened last Sunday at the Caloocan Sports Complex just outside Manila. 102-89 victory for Mono Vampire. Really a flat start for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, and then Mono Vampire just taking over for a wire-to-wire win.
Yeah, it's just been back and forth between these two teams. All double-digit wins so far by both teams. That's something to look out heading here into this game. Who can get control of the game early on, and especially the big man matchup in the middle here. The new guy, Michael Morrison and Sam DeGuara going together. Last time, Mike Mo had a pretty efficient game against the giant Sam DeGuara, but let's see how it goes this time.
Big Sam DeGuara, of course, very familiar with the surroundings here, as he has played for Mono Vampire in the past. Take a look at Jason Brickman and Prince Williams, 2 players actually helping San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in the second half, getting close, getting them within striking distance. But again, Mono Vampire pulling away for good in that ball game in the Philippines.
Yeah, they're going to need more from these two guys, just getting things together from outside for their team.
And of course, 2 imports, Mike Singletary, Preston Knowles. And these 2 imports, they've been here since the start. And Preston Knowles has fit in like a glove here in the system of Coach Andre Olap.
Yeah, Preston Knowles, one thing that he said to me earlier in these games is that he loves everyone on this team, and that's not common for him. There's always that one guy in the office you say that he might not feel good about, but what he said about this team is like he really feels a good vibe from everyone, and it shows on the court.
Yeah, very comfortable with the system. Take a look at Nick King. He struggled against Mono Vampire the last time out. 2 of 17. That is atrocious right there. To go with 5 turnovers, only 6 points. They need more production from Nick King, the import.
Yeah, the pressure is on Nick King right now. He had a good string of games early into this, a couple of good strings early in the season, but right now he's just sputtering, and he just really needs to pick things up and get back to help Alab get into the winning groove.
Moses Morgan really just thriving in the system of Coach Andre Orlap. Actually struggled last season, up and down, and then this season, a much different player here, TK.
Yeah, he's adjusted well into this bench role. Before that, he was a starter. Just as Tyler Lamb, you see here, he was a starter before this season. Coach Erla put him on the bench. He's had to adjust, and now he's feeling comfortable. So that's another thing that Coach Erla has done well. He's really gotten the players to really accept the roles in his system, and they're thriving because of it.
Well, Tyler Lamb right there, an ABL champion with Hong Kong Eastern in season 7, and is now representing his country. He was a heritage import there. This is the starting lineup for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Jordan Henning getting the nod for Coach Jimmy Alapag. That's usually Jeremiah Gray there. And Prince Williams finally inserted into that starting lineup. He made his debut in Hong Kong last week only for Coach Jimmy.
Yeah, Jordan Henning, he had a good time the first time these two teams played against each other in Thailand. So maybe Coach Jimmy Alapag is looking for Jordan's shooting to maybe stretch out the floor a little bit.
Usual starting 5 here for Coach Erlap. Singletary, Morrison, Knowles, Lamb, and of course Naratip Bunzerm completing that starting 5. Game is tipped off. It's going to be looks like it is going to be a Mono Vampire basketball because no. It's a weird start to this ball game.
Maybe everyone's just a bit emotional after that tribute, just trying to get into the game mode.
Yeah. I came from Macau where the Macau Black Bears beat the Kuala Lumpur Dragons last night, and it was a closed-door game due to the coronavirus. The league taking precautions on the virus that's currently, giving everyone some concerns.
Yeah, just big ups to the league on really being alert and active on that. There's always time for more basketball.
Yeah.
Just gotta stay healthy. So as you mentioned, it seemed like the ball will be with the Mono Vampires to start the game. Yes, it should be. It seemed like DeGuara tipped that ball out.
And it looks like they are going to dribble out the clock, 24 seconds, in tribute to the greatest number 24, the greatest player who wore the number 24 jersey, the great Kobe Bryant.
Getting a standing ovation and some Kobe Bryant jerseys here in the crowd as well. As we said, loved by everyone all over the world, not only for his contributions on the court, but just for being a genuinely good guy, good father.
And some of us are still in disbelief over what happened at Monday morning here in Asia.
There's a 8-second violation taken by Alab. But as life goes on, you just got to move on as well. The tributes are paid. And
Kobe would have, advised him to take that Mamba mentality and continue after grieving.
Yeah, just play some ball.
And we are underway here at Stadium 29 at Singletary. Morrison out to Knowles for 3. That's good.
Perfect start. I know one of Vampire just going inside out, getting an open shot for Knowles there.
Yeah, Morrison, of course, replacement to Ryan Watkins. And Watkins wasn't doing that bad, TK.
Yeah, Watkins was doing pretty well in his role.
King gets denied by Morrison. Singletary, three-pointer. Short. Lamb with a rebound. High arcing shot over DeGuara is in. Mono 5-0 ahead against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, and in those 2 straight possessions, that's the thing that's really been concerning about Nick King with Alab. His aggressiveness just at attacking and rebounding the basketball. That's what he really needs to pick up.
And they go to King, this time against Lamb. He goes baseline. Finds Brickman from the corner, and Jason Brickman sinks that one.
Good off-the-ball movement there by Jason Brickman to get open.
Bunserm out to Singletary. Prince Williams Again, Singletary. This is Singletary. Insert from the corner. Out to Tyler Lamb. Uses the fake. Shopper is good. Tyler Lamb.
That's good patience by Tyler Lamb. Usually does not hesitate from taking a three, but that's a better shot even if it's 2 points.
They go down low to DeGuara, and that will be a foul before the shot. Looks like, was it Morrison or Lamb who has been whistled for the personal? Looks like it's on Morrison.
Yeah, that's probably definitely on Morrison. And that's something that Coach Erlup has got to manage correctly because
it's a three-point play as well. They get continuation, Big Sam.
Yeah, Mono Vampires got to watch with that rotation down in the front court. They are not that big. It's going to be tough to stop a guy like Sam DeGuara.
Singletary puts the ball on the deck, attacks, gets rejected by his former teammate, Jordan Heading. DeGuara gets inside position. Big Sam nowhere to go. Out to Nick King. Williams against Bunsur. This is Nick King. Down low they go. Big Sam again. Too strong. Sam with another try. Yes!
Vampire just unable to keep this guy out of the paint. Looking for that 3-second violation call, but it's not coming.
And, Sam DeGuara getting extra aggressive early as Preston Knowles has 5 points. Mono Vampire regains the lead, 9-8. Sharp pass to Williams, doesn't get the bounce. Rebound Singletary. Mono in transition. Singletary, ball slipping out of his hands. Here comes Nick King. King to Brickman. Out to Williams, the extra pass, they're heading for three. No good. DeGuara with the offensive rebound could not keep the ball. And the ball goes back to Mono Vampire. Singletary will attack. Great defense by Heading. And DeGuara called for a push.
Yeah, not a good foul there by DeGuara. Seemed a bit frustrated that he wasn't able to grab the rebound.
Singletary nowhere to go. These two players, of course, very familiar with each other.
Played a lot of games together, these two guys.
Morrison. Now with Knowles. Knowles will attack. And that will be goaltending on Sam DeGuara. And Preston Knowles now with 7 points. 7 of the 11 of Mono Vampire.
Knowles, though, with a quick recognition there, as we're going to see here. Just to get away after the screen and just blow by Sam DeGuara for an easy chance to score.
To the corner, Williams puts the ball on the deck. King traveling. Oh, 3 seconds. I would have been traveling as well on King.
Yeah, Mike Morrison, though, asking the refs about something, but his team got the call anyways.
Well, the key here for Mono Vampire really is to lure DeGuara out of the paint.
That's what they're trying to do, but just a big man. Just knows how to use his strength as well to stay in there.
Tyler Lamb. They go to Knowles, posting up on Brickman. Has the size advantage. One serve now down low to Morrison. And DeGuara getting extra aggressive there on defending Michael Morrison on the low block.
Yeah, there's good quick movement though by Samuel DeGuara, but he's also got to watch out. He already has one foul. Does not want to pick up another one this quickly.
And Morrison had 23 points in the Philippines, and Tyler Lamb hits from beyond the arc. That's his first three. Tyler Lamb now has 7 points. Williams, air ball.
Yeah, that's something that Alab has got to do. They have to knock down threes to be able to open the floor for DeGuara.
King saves it to Williams. Ahead to Heading, leaves it to King. Down low they go, and Sam DeGuara with another basket.
Yeah, that's one thing that Nick King does pretty well, passing to the guy up ahead or getting into those forward passes. He's got to do a little bit more aggressively attacking the basket as a scorer.
Lamb against Heading, uses the Morrison pick. Tyler Lamb is torching San Miguel Alab Pilipinas this early. 10 points for Tyler Lamb.
Lamb, just a red-hot shooting guy once he gets into his groove.
Heading, misses the three. Bonserma the rebound. They go to Singletary. Knowles will add, could not add to the lead. And Williams tracks down the miss.
Just a little bit of a team heat check there. Trying to get everyone open.
Williams to King. King fires. In and out on the three. Knowles collects the rebound and bounces off Iguara. And we have a ceasefire. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the first period. The home team, Mono Vampire, with a 7-point lead against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. King, import of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, coming off one of his worst games of the season, 2 of 17. Looking to bounce back against Mono Vampire here in Nonthaburi, Thailand. It's Mono Vampire with the basketball. Tyler Lamb misses the three.
Finally missing from the floor.
King bringing that ball down. Brandon Ganuelas Rosser is in the game, replacing Sam DeGuara. Williams goes to King. King attacks, slips, but there's a blocking foul. And not a tip. Bonserm is the guilty party. Take a look at that drive from Nick King. Oh, it looks like it's going to be on Tyler Lamb there.
King gets a lot of those though, penetrating towards the basket, and he draws quite a number of fouls.
And Moses Morgan is in the game. Placing Bonserm, it's Nick King at the line.
The luxury of Coach Erleb though, being able to bring a guy like Moses Morgan in as a bench player.
And Freddie Lish as well.
Yeah.
And Preston Knowles gets a breather. So Alab's question marks. Offense has never been a question mark this season. It's more about stopping opponents.
Not so much good signs to start this game though.
17-12 after Nick King goes 2 for 2 on that trip. Knowles to Lamb. Jeremiah Gray is in the game. Knowles posting up on Brickman. Knowles turnaround shot, in and out. Rosser with a rebound. Brickman pushing the basketball to Rosser. Williams. Brickman against Knowles. Uses the Rosser pick. Brickman, jumper is good.
Brickman's an efficient offensive player, but it's just so different to see him not working that much on the ball as he usually does with Alab.
Morgan now with Lamb. Jeremiah Gray. Pass to defend Tyler Lamb, who now has 10 points. Gray using his length there to bother Tyler Lamb.
Yeah, I really like that move from Coach Jimmy to bring in Gray to defend Tyler Lamb. He's been really their defensive guy, and a great move there.
Oh, nice ball movement by Alab, and it ends up with Brickman hitting.
As you said, Alab, their problem has not been on offense, and once they get things clicking on defense, it just works on all ends.
Morgan to Lamb. Lamb out to Singletary. 8 seconds in the shot clock. Singletary crossover. And they whistle a foul on Brickman. That was it, 5 seconds in the shot clock.
We're just ready to burst out on the other end.
It's Prince Williams defending on Mike Singletary. Lo Domingo is in the game, replacing Nick King. Preston Knowles. Knowles with that leans in for that jumper.
Knowles has been having his ways blowing by Jason Brickman with those screens. Something that's been working.
Brickman for 3, in and out. Lamb secures the rebound for Mono. Here comes Preston Knowles, the bounce pass. Goes to Moses Morgan. Morgan with a layup.
Nice recover there by Williams on defense, but Moses Morgan with a softer touch just to get by.
Rosser. Alab down 5. Domingo with the pick. Domingo will attack. Domingo on the reverse gets fouled by Singletary.
It's a classic two-man game there by Jason Brickman, just getting the screen, quickly dropping it off to Domingo. It's a power play set up by the point guard.
And Singletary could not believe the call there. That is just his first foul. Mike Singletary. Andre Caracot sent in by Coach Jimmy Alapag in place of Jason Brickman.
It's his birthday too, if I remember, if you recall correctly. Both Caracot and Jordan Heading saw the Alab Pilipinas social media account celebrating that earlier today.
And that's why they're having a dinner there, right across the street. Domingo misses the second. Looks like dinner is set, TK. I don't know if we're invited though.
Maybe if they're in a good mood from the result of this game.
Well, it depends, really. Freddie Lish also in the game for Mono Vampire. Andre Caracot right there, defending him.
Something that Alab has got to watch out of. Freddie Lish brings in a change of tempo compared to when Preston Knowles is running the show.
Chayananti is in as well. They foul away from the ball.
Number 3.
That's on Lo Domingo.
Personal foul.
Let's see what happened here. That's not the call right there.
Seems to be holding on Singletary on his way.
Singletary attacks the defense, and Gray comes up with a huge block from behind. And Jeremiah Gray had 3 blocks last week against Hong Kong Eastern, including the game-saving block for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, he's had some of those this season. Really showing his potential as a defender.
Rosser fouls Singletary, who was taking the 3. That will mean 3 free throws for Mike Singletary. All right. That came after.
Yeah, that's just not a good challenge, and Coach Jimmy Alapag immediately frustrated on the sidelines after seeing that.
And Mike Singletary still looking for his first point, and he gets it at the line.
That's a good sign for Mono Vampire, though, for Michael Singletary to have gone this long without scoring his first points.
Yeah, I covered one game actually, TK, in Saigon, I believe. He did not play the entire second half, but they still won that game.
Yeah, that was probably his least productive ABL game in his career, but yeah, Mono Vampire were able to just beat Saigon convincingly.
Mike Singletary has been outstanding this season. 22.2 points, 10 1.5 rebounds per game. Lish comes up with the steal. Morgan, Domingo driving for it. Lish recovers. There's a fresh shot clock here for Mono Vampire. Gray is on Lish now. Singletary, the mismatch against Karakot. Swings it over to Morgan, puts the ball on the deck. Morgan with a runner.
Morgan doing good job, penetrating twice already. Usually going for those open shots, but going to the hoop this game.
Williams has been quiet. Williams goes to Rosser. Baseline jumper. Doesn't work. Domingo on the offensive rebound. There's another foul.
Domingo bringing a lot of energy off the bench here for Alab, as we saw in this offensive rebound and the hustle earlier. Just might be what they need.
That's number 2 on Singletary. And they correct the call. No. It's on Chichay Ananti. So they changed the call.
Maybe there was a confusion between 7 and 77, probably.
Karakot. Inside they go. Rosser throws it up, could not bank it in, and Mono Vampire will have the final say of the first quarter. Singletary strip. Karakot comes away with it. Karakot turning up the jets, gives it up to Gray for 3. No. And Mono Vampire with a dominant start here at home. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas struggling to contain this high-powered offense of Mono Vampire. It's the Thai club with a 26-17 lead against the club from the Philippines. We'll be right back for the second period. This is the ASEAN Basketball League Season 10. Just about ready for the second quarter here at the Stadium 29 in Nonthaburi, Thailand. Home team Mono Vampire enjoying a 9-point lead against the visiting San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. This is actually a battle between two teams that figured in the championship of Season 8. It went down to a 5th and final deciding game. That was a really good series there, TK.
Well, yeah, both teams just never back down, just going back and forth at each other, but barely the same two teams going at each other again here. A lot of changes.
Big Wara in the game. Big Sam doesn't get that one. Tapped away. Jeremiah Gray with a jumper. Not smooth from Jeremiah Gray.
Yeah, now the work is on this side for Alab. They allowed Mono Vampire to score almost 60% from the field in that first quarter. And that's got to change if they want this win.
Oh, Lish. Three-pointer from Trey Lish. But the crowd marveling at the way he lost Karakot there.
Yeah, just closing that out perfectly after the crossover.
Great. Goes to Vigil. Louis Vigil on the move. Vigil could not get it to go. Battle for the loose ball. It ends up Alab Pilipinas basketball.
Substitution.
Well, except for Sam DeGuara, Prince Williams has yet to score. The import of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Nick King has 2 points, but that came off free throws.
Yeah, just only 2 players so far for Alab to have scored on field goal attempts. Sam DeGuara and Jason Brickman.
Karakot to inbound. Almost a 5-second violation there. Domingo goes to Vigil inside. Louis Vigil puts it in.
Credit to Lawrence Domingo there. Great drop pass for the cutting.
Tyler Lamb trying to bully his way
Defense.
to the basket. No good in that time. Vigil again attacks. Short on the layup. Mike Morrison with the rebound.
Yeah, Vigil's really bringing a new dimension to the offense for Alab here. Off the bench, attacking the basket. Unable to finish though.
It was just Morgan against Jeremiah Gray. Morgan, the fade away. No good. DeGuara with a rebound. 29-21. Alab down by 8. Vigil. Lawrence Domingo asking for it against Ananti. Gray had to travel.
Yeah, just a little bit too hesitant there. Jeremiah Gray had a lane to the hoop, but just a little bit unsure of himself.
Mono Vampire have possession once again. That's just the 4th turnover for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Lish putting on a show. Morgan could not wiggle free. Karakot able to tap that one. Recovered by Lish. Lish attacks and it's off his foot.
Major props by Karakut there. Not getting too discouraged by the play earlier, getting crossed over and almost getting crossed again, but he's getting his head down, staying in front of Lish and forcing Mono Vampire into a turnover.
There's a bright future ahead for that young man. Andre Karakut, collegiate star back in the Philippines. Vigil, long 2, no good. That was early in the shot clock. Brickman finds Domingo cutting inside and putting it in. Lawrence Domingo cuts the lead of Mono Vampire to 6.
Just what a find though by Brickman there. Barely anyone saw that pass coming. He saw it a mile away.
Lish uses the Morrison pick. Lish trying to go to Morgan. Saves it. And DeGuara ends up with the basketball. Brickman pushing the pace. Ananti giving up the foul.
Number 77.
Just Jason Brickman, whenever he gets a hand of that ball, he just makes things happen.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas making headway in the second period. And Coach Andre Urlap not happy. Timeout Mono Vampire. They lead by 6. This is the fourth and final meeting between these two great teams in the ASEAN Basketball League this season, in the regular season, if I may add, because they might find themselves against each other in the playoffs, but this is their fourth meeting. Mono Vampire beating San Miguel Alab Pilipinas 111-76 last November 17. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas responds with a 96-73 win at home a month later, and then Mono Vampire beating San Miguel Alab Pilipinas just last Sunday 102-89 in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's just been a matter of who controls the game early on, and right now it's looking the Mono Vampire way to start the game.
A nice pass there by Vigil. Hang time with Guara, but again, on the second serving, Big Sam puts it in.
What an effort by Mike Morrison, though, to stop the initial shot, but gotta always stay on your toes against the Guara.
Preston Knowles is back in the game. Knowles finds Tyler Lamb. Corner three. No. Rebound Vigil.
Defense.
Nick King to Jeremiah Gray. No good. Sorry, missed there for Gray. Morrison. Travel. He knew it.
Yeah, just not getting that ball in the right position for him in mid-sprint.
That's tough. That's a tough catch.
And also the credit for Louis Vigil to step up in that position to kind of chase off Mike Morrison from getting those steps to the basket clearly.
Prince Williams is back in the game, replacing Jeremiah Gray. Brickman. Down low they go. DeGuara. Nick King is open. King comes closer and kisses it off the glass.
Good pass from Brickman to DeGuara initially, and the Mono Vampire defense just collapsed once the ball gets in there.
Knowles trying to work against Brickman. Morrison inside. And Vigil and Morrison refusing to let go of that basketball.
Yeah, these two got into it a bit the play earlier. Coming back at it again, and Vigil not backing down from the bigger Morrison.
Personal foul substitution.
See what happened here. There was a foul already. Good decision there by the referees not to, add more sanctions on that one. This is Morrison out to Lamb. Lamb, that's a push right there. No call nonetheless. Knowles taken away by Brickman. Brickman to Vigil on the other side. Vigil will attack. Leaves it to King. King is blocked by Lamb, but it looks like there will be a foul.
King thanking the refs there for that call. It was a confusing possession heading on. From the other side, Tyler Lamb getting away with what seemed like a push-off.
Let's watch this again. And that is a clean block from Tyler Lamb. Morrison caught a bit of the hand of Nick King there.
Kind of depends on who the refs called the foul on.
But Mono Vampire almost 4 minutes without a basket. Their last basket was that three-pointer from Freddie Lish that made it 29-19 earlier. And Alab is in the midst of a 9-0 run here. Mike Singletary is back in the game. Singletary working against Prince Williams. Singletary breaks the silence. Yeah, that hook shot.
Yeah, that's what the Mono Vampire do when they get into kind of a slump. Just give the ball to Singletary and watch what he does.
King and Singletary. They go to Brickman. But not. Wiggle free of Knowles. Uses the DeGuara pick. Bit crowded there. That's a turnover for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. It seemed just the spacing is a bit off there, TK.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a good pass for King, but it's too many orange shirts around him for him to just get the ball properly for a finish.
Singletary, quick spin to Morrison, who lost the handle. Ball ends up with Brickman.
Come on, defense.
Brickman, all steal here by Tyler Lamb. Lamb on his way for the deuce. 12 points. Tyler Lamb on a Vampire with a quick response here. Lead is back to 5, 33-28. Coach Jimmy Alapag requests a timeout. 36 remaining here in the second period. Back inside Stadium 29 in Nunthaburi, Thailand. A showdown between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and Mono Vampire. So far, it's the Thai Ball Club in control, 33-28. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas showing their defensive chops here in the second period, but last two possessions have ended up with points inside for Mono Vampire.
Yeah, just a bit difficult to replace that energy given off the bench by Jeremiah Gray and Lawrence Domingo.
Brickman, Singletary is there. 10 seconds to shoot. King against Knowles. King picks up his dribble. Brickman using the fake. The runner from Jason Brickman is good.
Brickman doing a good job of finding his own shots today. Already has 9 points, but just not able to set up his teammates as he usually does.
33-30. Mono Vampire again. Singletary goes to Morrison, and Henning had to give up the foul. And Williams going down there on that hand of Singletary. Went down too easily there, TK.
Oh yeah, the Mono Vampire been really going to Singletary down in that left side post. Williams maybe trying to sell it a bit too much after getting back down on a couple of consecutive possessions.
Now Prince Williams, this is his third game in a San Miguel Alab Pilipinas shirt. Had 14 points against Hong Kong Eastern, had 23 against Mono Vampire last Sunday.
Still without no points today though, but his major assignment seems to be on defense, trying to stop Singletary.
Morrison, second free throw. No good. Williams taps it to Brickman, who taps it back to Williams. And Alab Pilipinas can tie the game with a 3. Heading. Brickman. Jason Brickman using the hesitation move. And Sam DeGuara on the stick back.
What a fake though by Jason Brickman. Usually guards tend to draw the ball back behind their back and fake it away, but all it took for Brickman was just to look away to get the defender scrambling.
Morrison inside, bothered by DeGuara. Brickman ahead to Williams. Williams lost it to Knowles.
Does not look good. Mike Morrison.
Yeah.
But seems like he's more frustrated rather than a major injury.
Let's see what happened here. Ooh. May have bumped knees with DeGuara on his way down.
Yeah, but right now up on his feet and limping a bit, but at least walking on his own towards the bench.
You know, Mike Morrison gives them the toughness inside.
Toughness, the energy really rises the level of energy of the entire team.
And that I think is the difference between him and Ryan Watkins. You know, Ryan Watkins a bit. You know, he'll get the job done. He'll get you 15 points, 13 boards. But again, the energy level and intensity is so much different with Morrison in here.
Yeah, just their outspoken difference level. Ryan Watkins not really a talker on the court. And they have a lot of guys like that. Preston Knowles not a guy that talks a lot, so maybe it was just a change in personalities in that lineup.
Yeah. So that Sean is in the game. Placing Morrison. Knowles pulls up. Yes! Preston Knowles lead back up to 4 for Mono Vampire.
5 of 7 already. Preston Knowles is steadily doing his job on offense.
Williams against Morgan. King against Singletary. King makes his move. Nick King off balance. Shot is good.
Taking a long time to figure that out though, but eventually gets the points nonetheless.
Knowles against Brickman. Brickman staying in front. Knowles working his way inside. Too strong, and that was great defense from Jason Brickman. Brickman waits for King. Tapped away by Knowles. It's a sideline inbound for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. But Coach Andre Erlap sues for time. Mono Vampire still on top by 2 with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the second period. Better quarter for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, but Mono Vampire still shooting almost 52%. And they have a 36-34 lead against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, they started the second quarter shooting 60%, so Alab doing a much better job in showing the scores.
Travel, well defended was Sam DeGuara right there, and he knew it.
Yeah, but Michael Singletary is ready to explode if that foul, if that call was a foul instead.
Preston Knowles bringing that ball down for Mono Vampire. Singletary asking for it. Chon providing the pick. Singletary attacks. Singletary off balance. Shot is good.
Singletary eventually got the points, but a good defensive effort by Alab to make it work for it.
Heading on the crossover and a left-handed scoop.
Good moves by Heading to get open on the left side.
Mr. Knowles moves it up to Singletary, who's buckled down to work here in the second period. Singletary again, blocked by DeGuara. DeGuara looking for a friend. Oh, that's a technical on Mike Singletary.
Yeah, and as I was about to mention, underrated work by Williams throughout this first half, just getting into the head of Singletary on offense. He's only had 5 attempts so far this game.
He has 5 points, but he does have 2 fouls now. Mike Singletary. And it's important for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas to have someone to set the tone defensively, TK.
Yeah, that's what Williams been doing, and once you're able to bring in guys like Jeremiah Gray and Lawrence Domingo in as well, it kind of really sets the tone and the way they want to play on that side of the floor.
Jason Brickman. Freddie Lish is back in the game. Singletary stays on the floor. Heading. He'll miss the technical free throw earlier. Rosser goes to Brickman. They switch. Lish read that pass. Singletary is away, and he'll throw it down.
That's a good way to get open. Out in transition for Michael Singletary.
Mono Vampire extends the lead to 4. And Coach Jimmy Alapag asking for a timeout. We'll be right back here at Stadium 29. So we're down to 51 seconds here in the first half. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas trailing by 4 against Mono Vampire, but they have the edge in rebounds, 18-14. Moses Morgan, quiet evening so far, only 4 points. He stepped up in a handful of games here this season. Sam DeGuara, homecoming of sorts, rekindling some of his relationships here in Thailand. Williams, hesitation move. Prince Williams short on that one. DeGuara trying to muscle his way inside, lost it to Knowles, who could not keep it in play.
That's always a sight to see in the ABL. When Sam DeGuara gets the ball, you see nearly all 5 opposing bodies just swarm around him trying to stop him somehow.
Lish, Morgan, Chantachon, Knowles, Singletary, all there to defend big Sam DeGuara. King will attack. Nick King, some hang time on the stick back he scores.
Just sticking at attacking the basket, finally getting the points.
Freddie Lish. It's like differential game clock and shot clock. Lish against Brickman, former teammates going at it. Lish goes to Knowles. Knowles with a shot fake. Knowles airballs the shot. And Alab has a second to manufacture a shot here. Let's see what they do. Brickman goes to King. A backcourt violation on Nick King.
We'll see if they get some time back on the clock for Mono Vampire. If there was indeed a violation, it should mean that there should not be time going to the game clock.
The time is 0.1 second. Wait to 1 วินะคะเป็น0.2 วินาทีนะคะ
1/10 of a second.
And substitution.
And if you're Coach Jimmy Alapag, you can't be satisfied with his performance here in the first half.
Considering the way they started out this game, to head into the halftime locker room only down by 2 points, he's got to be really pleased with how they buckled down on defense in that second interval.
And we end the first half with Mono Vampire holding on to a 2-point lead against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 40-38. We'll be right back for the second half here at Stadium 29 in Nonthaburi, Thailand. Inside Stadium 29 in Nonthaburi, Thailand for this ASEAN Basketball League Season 10 battle between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas of the Philippines and Mono Vampire of Thailand. Mono Vampire, of course, the top team in the league with a 9-3 record. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas bringing its 6-4 record here to Thailand. And so far, Mono Vampire with a 2-point lead. They threatened to break the game wide open in the first period, but somehow San Miguel Alab Pilipinas showing their defensive prowess to close in on Mono Vampire as we begin the third period.
Yeah, just getting back on that defensive end, settling down, not rushing things, and we're at a 2-point game right now.
Preston Knowles, Tyler Lamb had a great start. Mike Morrison inside. Not get that one to go. Morrison with another try, and he beats Deguara that time. 42-38.
Yeah, that's a big factor from the result of last game. Mike Morrison had 20 points in that last win. Was held scoreless in the first half. Good sign for Mono to see him getting back into that groove to start.
Nick King goes to Brickman. 10 seconds to work with for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Prince Williams. Turnover for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Knowles to Singletary. Easy basket for Mike Singletary. Mono Vampire off to a great start in the third period. Coach Jimmy Alapag does not want this game to go beyond his team's reach. 6-point lead for Mono Vampire. Early timeout for Coach Jimmy. called by Coach Jimmy Alapag. And, you know, Mono Vampire really quick to cash in on those turnovers here against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, TK.
Yeah, they really needed that timeout because things were looking to slip away if they didn't change things in a hurry.
And Sam DeGuara gets hacked on the way to the basket. 3 imports surrounding him that time.
Yeah, early in his days when he first came to the ABL, he was pretty frustrated when he got hacked around like that, but as time goes by, he's gotten pretty used to that kind of attention and that kind of physicality.
Now, what do you expect when you're 7'5", really? And you're towering over 9 other guys on the floor.
And he's also doing a relatively good job from the free throw line, shooting 60% this season. Not usually what you see from a guy his size, actually.
And Coach Andre Urlap in the background was asking for clarification. Coach Jimmy Alapag as well.
I think Coach Jimmy is more frustrated that Coach Urlap kind of disrupted the shooting routine of Sam DeGuara. And you play basketball, you know sometimes if that happens, it kind of gets you cold.
And it threw off Sam DeGuara, obviously. 11 points for Big Sam. No, make that 12 rather. He's got 3 steals as well and 7 rebounds. Knowles, down low to Singletary. Singletary, fade away, tough shot. The tap goes to Jordan Heading.
Again, great defense by Williams, making it difficult for Singletary.
King, down low they go. DeGuara, Brickman. Back to King. King will attack. And lose that basketball. Tyler Lamb. And a dipsy-do. Beautiful move from Tyler Lamb. 14 points. But Williams comes right back with a 3. The lead is down to 4 once again.
Good moment to get his first points of the game. Slowing things down for the Mono Vampire.
And they do get out in transition. They're pretty tough to stop. They've got really good finishers at the rim. Knowles between the legs on the pass. And a foul. Looks like it is going against, is it on Nick King that time? Yeah, it is on Nick King.
Yeah, but Knowles has been one of the more comfortable players on both teams that we've seen on the court so far today. Just playing to his own tempo, as you saw before there with that between the legs pass.
That is tough to do in traffic, you know.
And he just pulled it off seamlessly.
2 for Mike Morrison, and Bunserm may have accidentally hit DeGuara there. And DeGuara is complaining. Bunserm goes back on deep. Williams off the glass, in and out. DeGuara battling Morrison there inside. And they whistle a foul on Morrison.
Morrison not happy as well. Feels attacked a bit.
And he was holding on to DeGuara there.
Yeah.
And you know, DeGuara he doesn't have a lot of options when when the opponent is holding onto you.
Basically wearing a cape. A Mike Morrison cape there. There's not many ways to shake it off.
And Morrison already with 3 fouls. He's a tough customer, you know.
Refs, though, giving a slight warning to both players, trying to not get things escalated.
Brickman. 5-second violation. you know, the Alab Pilipinas may be down just 6 right now, but it's really, you know, it's really tough to see them play this way, you know, not getting in some sort of rhythm for good stretches in a ball game.
Yeah, they haven't really figured out where they should go on offense. And as I mentioned, with a lot of changes in the team, they haven't really found their identity yet in how they want to play their game.
Knowles goes to Lamb, step back 3, no good. Taps it to Singletary, who puts it in.
Alab Pilipinas, not nearly no bodies near the rebound there. It's not a good job of staying near the ball.
After a slow start, Singletary has picked it up, 13 points. Gray knocks it down.
Good find there. Gray just waiting in the corner.
Kick ball on Prince Williams, and it's good that you pointed that out, TK. When you talk about identity, a lot of the teams here in the ASEAN Basketball League seems to have found that identity, and you know, we see that in, you know, Macau Black Bears. They have Kenny Manigault and Mike McKinney, and they almost exclusively those two guys create and manufacture points for that team. And you see this team, Mono Vampire, Preston Knowles has ran the show. Mike Singletary has been his usual lethal self. Mike Morrison providing the toughness and the inside scoring, and the locals coming up big in some, you know, in some games here for Mono Vampire, and that has not been the case for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, it's not a thing of lacking talent. This is a talented Alab roster. It's just not knowing what to think about when you think of the team Alab Pilipinas this year. You're not really sure of what to expect, actually. Plenty of talent to go around, but the pieces aren't just falling into place right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and they give up the foul on Morrison. 2 free throws once again for Mike Morrison, and Morrison has been quiet so far, and he stepped it up here in the third. Makes it a 6-point game. Under 7 minutes remaining in the third. Morrison goes 2 for 2 again.
4 for 6 from the line. Usually not his biggest strength, but he's doing well here in the second half.
Brickman. They're trying to blitz him on the ball screen, and Tyler Lamb will throw it down.
It's a rare dunk there from Tyler Lamb on the break.
54 to 45, 16 points for Tyler Lamb. Mono Vampire with a 9-point lead. Prince Williams. Williams with a jumper, no. DeGuara with a rebound. Brickman taken away by Knowles. Knowles will go all the way, and Mono Vampire extends the lead to 11. No timeout from Coach Jimmy Alapag. And ride out the storm here. Williams on the cut. Lamb taps it away. It's a baseline inbound for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, just building up their biggest lead of the game so far. Mono Vampire, but the way they've done it is just forcing turnover, picking off passes. Shows that they're really putting in the effort on that end, and also giving credit to the scouting team, doing a really good job being able to sniff off a lot of these Alab sets.
Well, they've faced each other 3 times already this season, TK, so they're very familiar with each other. Williams on the move. Gray to the other side. 3-pointer is short. Singletary with a rebound. Here comes Mike Singletary. Singletary attacks down the middle, and that rolls in for Mike Singletary.
Singletary's just a freight train on offense. There's just no stopping him once he makes up his mind.
Williams to Gray. May have stepped on the line there, Jeremiah Gray. This Mono Vampire defense just swarming Alab Pilipinas right now.
And that's something we've seen them do a lot, especially against Nick King. Once he gets the ball, just a lot of players going at him, because we've seen that he does not really pass well out of these double teams, triple teams, and they've gotten a lot of turnovers out of it.
Mono Vampire catching San Miguel Alab Pilipinas by surprise here with their defensive intensity in the second half. This is a 2-point game at halftime. King to Gray for 3. Yes! Jeremiah Gray cuts the lead to 10.
Jeremiah falling in love with those corner threes, making that his sweet spot.
And Lawrence Domingo is back in the game. He's defending Mike Singletary. Brandon Ganuelas Rosser defending Mike Morrison. Morrison, bad pass to Tyler Lamb. It's a turnover. Coach Andre, you have to go the other way, Tyler.
Coach Andre is a pretty colorful guy. Never one to shy away from showing his emotion.
King goes to Gray. Could not finish. The tap goes to Lish. Lish to Lamb. Lamb on the move. And that's goaltending on Brandon Ganuelas Rosser.
Yeah, a bit of an ill-advised attempt at a block there.
Let's watch this again. Ball was already going in. And Ganuelas Rosser batted that one away. Nick King trying to work against Moses Morgan. King spins, tapped away by Morgan. 5 seconds in the shot clock. Lish gets it to the passing lane right there.
Just literally pouncing in for that steal. Nearly got it too.
And Freddie Lish has shown a different kind of intensity on the defensive end. Might see some flashy moves from him, but right here, really buckling down to work.
But this is an effective way to actually use Freddie Lish in a rotation, bringing him in short spurts, just letting him explode in these sort of energy moments rather than using him in long spurts.
And the shot clock expires on San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Another turnover. Lish and Karakot matched up once again. Morrison against Rosser. Morrison. Rosser standing his ground. Single tap. 3.
Good find there by Morrison. Quickly passing out of the post as he felt like he wasn't really going to back down Rosser that much.
Jeremiah Gray goes to heading. No imports for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas here. Going all local. Karakot will miss. Tapped away by Gray. Morgan. That's a foul of Jeremiah Gray. Mono Vampire completing another defensive stop. They've held San Miguel Alab Pilipinas to just 10 points here. And outscored San Miguel Alab Pilipinas 20-10 here in the second half.
Yeah, well, a lot of coaches really like to look at the third quarter as the most important quarter in an entire game. The way your team comes out of the locker room can really swing the momentum of the game, and there's not a lot of time to recover if you're able to get control of that.
Louis Vigil sent in with Coach Jimmy Alapag. Sam DeGuara also in. Singletary. Offensive foul on Mike Morrison. That is foul number 4 on Mike Morrison.
Yeah, and Coach Andre is going to be quick to sub out. Morrison looking at Domingo, looking for the flop. Trying to point for the instant replay.
The Mono Vampire with a comfortable 15-point lead. And you see right there the left elbow of Mike Morrison extended. Karakot goes to heading. Go to DeGuara. Karakot puts the ball on the deck. Good deflection there by Tyler Lamb. 6 seconds in the shot clock. DeGuara will attack. Big Sam with a hammer.
Just slowly moving towards the basket, but next thing you know, he's just right there at the rim.
Lamb misses the 3. Heading and Chantachon going for that rebound. Chantachon draws the foul on heading. Really a huge opportunity here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas to capitalize on the absence of Mike Morrison here, TK.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised to see DeGuar not go right at Chantachon in the post on the earlier play, instead taking him off the dribble in the following sequence.
Morgan against Vigil. Out to Lish. Ready Lish. Taken away by Karakot. Karakot to Williams. Now with Domingo. Domingo off the glass and in.
Good fast break opportunity there by Alab. Just passing it around, getting everyone in stride.
Lead is down to 11. Lish against Karakot. Lamb lost it. Karakot saves it to Domingo. 3-on-1 break. Lawrence Domingo misses, but Vigil right there for the putback. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas back in it as they trim the deficit to 9 points. 2 minutes and 7 seconds remaining here in the third. 63-54, Mono still on top. Back on the bench, 18 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist to show his output, helping Mono Vampire get this 9-point lead as Louis Vigil is whistled for the personal on Preston Knowles.
Louis Vigil has been a big part of Alab coming back into the game, both in the second quarter and in this quarter. So plus 10 on the field. So the bench of Alab has been really doing well alongside Vigil. Domingo coming in, bringing in energy. Just need a longer, lengthier stretch of that as they try to get back into this game.
1 for 2 for Preston Knowles. Lead is back up to 10. Vigil. Lost it to Morgan. Moses Morgan on the move. That will mean 2 free throws once again for Moses Morgan. There's a steal here by Morgan. And they whistle a foul on Louis Vigil.
That's what you really don't want to see for Coach Jimmy Alaba, losing a turnover and also an and one play on the other end.
Morgan makes the first. Six points for Moses Morgan. Has played 18 minutes so far. And Jason Brickman is back in the game together with Prince Williams. Louis Vigil returns to the bench. Together with Andre Karakot. Domingo. Oh no, Karakot stays on the floor. DeGuara inside. Big Sam. There's a foul on Chantachon.
Good pass inside there from Karakut to Deguara, putting Sam in the perfect position actually.
And Singletary ready to help there. Sam Deguara at the line. This is the first free throw.
And one shot.
And 1 for 2 for Sam Deguara. The imports of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas still struggling. Nick King only has 9 points really. And Prince Williams has 3 so far. Lish will miss. Rebound goes to Jason Brickman. Brickman finds Domingo. Karakot now. And you know what? Chantachon will be whistled for the foul once again. They will send Sam Deguara to the free throw line.
That's 3 on Chantachon, and it's a bit surprising that Coach Andre Erlev hasn't gone to Nopon Sangtong, who another big guy for Mono Vampire, who he's really liking to use in the rotation, but has not seen any minutes today, despite the foul trouble by both his big men.
Yeah. And he can get under your skin, actually. But the Mono Vampire can live with these fouls because Sam Deguara is missing from the free throw line. Oh for 2, but Domingo recovers. Karakot now. Deguara against Singletary, lost the handle. Out to Karakot once again. 5 seconds to shoot. Karakot. And Daredevil drive doesn't go. Deguara inside again. And that's last touch on Big Sam.
And Moses Morgan fired up from their defensive effort on that play.
Deguara is also fired up. But you know what? Chantachon still down on the floor. Look at this right here. The battle for the loose ball. You know what? Got caught there. I'm not sure whose hand hit him.
Seemed like Deguara's probably an inadvertent swipe at the face.
And you saw the shouting after Singletary and Sam Deguara.
Again, both these guys, they played with each other a lot. They've gone at each other during practice, been through a lot together. And when you have that familiarity facing on the other side, it's just a good emotional moment for them.
No point St. Tom. We've been asking for him, TK. He's here. He's on the floor now.
And the fans have been really loving how he's been on the floor this season as well. That's why they're giving him some applause.
Singletary on a low block. Partially blocked by Deguara. Karakot now. Andre goes to Domingo. Bit too crowded there. Karakot. Now with Deguara. Domingo carving space, will miss. Singletary with the rebound. And Domingo will be whistled for the foul.
And that's kind of an issue on Domingo's offensive game. He doesn't really pose as much of a threat as a jump shooter. So Moses Morgan and Michael Singletary just able to camp away near the paint and wait for him to come at them.
And you see Singletary. He's been through a lot of battles with his team, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And you know, when guys like Lawrence Domingo pick up that basketball, he knows what they're gonna do. Really,
pretty much muscle memory at this point.
It's an 11-point lead for Mono Vampire. Third quarter dominated by the home team, 26-17. Offense was slowed down in the second period and were held to only 14, but now this could be their highest scoring quarter of the game yet. And Nick King returns to the ball game.
I think refs just checking a bit who the foul was on.
They're going to the review. And Coach Jimmy Alapag looking for answers right now. His team with a 6-4 record. But, you know, if you're San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the expectations are a bit higher compared to the other teams in the league. So, a 6-4 record may not be good enough for some people.
Yeah, especially as a team that won a championship just 2 seasons ago. You kind of expect them to be a bit of a level above other teams, especially when you're a representative from a proud basketball country like the Philippines.
Lawrence Domingo back on the bench. So Mike Singletary will shoot free throws. Oh, Moses Morgan was the one who got fouled. Moses Morgan still perfect at the line, 3 for 3, 7 points. Mike Morrison waving.
Saying hi to mom a little bit there. Just having some fun.
2 for 2. Moses Morgan. That makes it a 13-point lead for Mono Vampire. Nick King for 3. No good. Preston Knowles, and this is another foul on San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Yeah, fans are gonna love that. I don't know if that's a loose ball foul on the Kuala, for sure.
And that's more of a frustration foul there, TK.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to point out that that's a frustration of him not being able to bully, to push No Point Sangtong around in the post. So kind of had to vent out a little bit on Knowles.
3.4 second left.
Been a tough outing here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. They lost big to Singapore and then went on the road to Hong Kong. Won that one. Wasn't pretty. They picked up the W. Right here. They get tested on the road again. Brickman will miss the desperation 3. And Mono Vampire finding another gear here in the third period. After leading by 2 at the break, they've extended this lead to 15 heading into the final quarter. This is your ASEAN Basketball League Season 10. And we'll be right back here at Stadium 29 in Nonthaburi, Thailand. Final 10 minutes between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and Mono Vampire coming off their best scoring quarter in the third. They outscored the visitors 30-17. It's now a 15-point lead for Mono Vampire.
And the biggest story of that third quarter was the 8 turnovers by Alab Pilipinas, and Coach Jimmy Alabag as a point guard, he's not gonna like that at all. And things have got to change.
And that's a turnover.
Okay.
Coach Andre Erlap just livid after that turnover, but he settles down quickly.
A quick change of emotions there.
Alab starts with Brickman, Williams, Ganuelas, Rosser, King, and Gray on the floor. King, Morgan on him. Two-man game between him and Williams. Williams with 7 seconds to work with. Brickman with a runner is good.
Signature floater there by Brickman just as time was winding down.
Deficit at 13 points for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Mono Vampire now. Freddie Lish. Morgan. Sees a gap in the defense, and Morgan puts it in. Will he get continuation there? Yes. Nick King caught helping there.
And that's not a good look on the defense at all, just allowing that layup easily. Easy foul, easy layup.
And Morgan has come alive here in the second half. Actually made a living in the free throw line in the third. But he starts out the fourth quarter with a 3-point play. Lead is at 16. Brickman. Gray from the corner, 3-pointer, no good. Lish with a rebound. Freddie Lish in no rush. Knowles for 3. That's over the top.
Maybe a bit of a quick trigger by Preston Knowles there, but a sizable lead by Mono Vampire.
And it doesn't look like San Miguel Alab Pilipinas has come up with something in this ball game that can make you say that they can come back, because, you know, in the first half they did come back, but weren't able to really, you know, take the lead there.
Yeah, these past 2 or 3 offensive possessions haven't really looked promising. They're passing the ball around, not really getting good spacing, not really able to shake away the defenders.
Here comes Jeremiah Gray. Back to Brickman for 3. Yes! Jason Brickman with another 3-pointer, second 3-pointer of the game. Lead is down to 13 for Mono Vampire. Singletary. Singletary for 3. That's short. Gray with a rebound. Now with Brickman. Williams. Now with King. He has a mismatch. Nick King banks it in.
Good move there, just to spin inside and changing in the air. Great start for Alab Pilipinas to make this comeback attempt.
Lead is down to 11 for Mono Vampire. Coach Andre Erlap sues for time. We'll be right back. This is your ASEAN Basketball League Season 10. DeGuara with a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds. But San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is down by 11 at the moment. Under 8 minutes remaining in the game. Moses Morgan. Tyler Lamb back in the game. Defended by Jeremiah Gray. Knowles against Brickman. Preston Knowles. Stripped by Brickman. Here comes Alab Pilipinas. Nick King out to Rosser for 3. No good. Gray with a rebound. Prince Williams will try. Too strong. And a couple of open threes not falling for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. They badly needed those. Lamb will try. The tap goes to Brickman. Brickman to Williams. Williams will pull up. No good.
It's not really in rhythm there for Williams. He's trying to find a stroke. Only 1 for 7 in this game.
This is Preston Knowles. Pulls up. No good. Williams lost it to Knowles, and Knowles will
Unlucky bounce there for Alab. But you earn those unlucky bounces with effort and hustle, trying to get to the ball.
Brickman now. Brickman beats Knowles to the spot. That's a foul on Preston Knowles.
It's only his first in the game.
Watch this once again. Hard foul given up. Preston Knowles wanted to apologize to Jason Brickman, but Brandon Ganuelas-Rosser would have none of that.
Yeah, and they're barking at each other right before that scene cut. Still giving each other a little bit of a glance.
Mike Morrison, I see him coming back probably around the 5-minute mark here. Nursing 4 fouls. Oh, he's back now on the floor.
Yeah, but
so is Sam DeGuara.
Yeah, not a big deal for Coach Andre Ilib. Worth a gamble because they're up by big.
Brickman nails the first free throw.
Big thing about the game for Mono right here is that they've only taken 16 threes as one of the more premier three-point shooting teams in the league right now, able to have a double-digit lead over Alab Pilipinas despite not using your most prominent weapon is a pretty big factor.
Absolutely. Knowles finds Singletary. Mike couldn't get the bounce there. Nick King with the rebound. King. Hesitation move. Over. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Lamb, 3 in transition, no good. And Mono Vampire not helping themselves with some ill-advised shots here. Nick King is able to draw the foul on Moses Morgan.
King does like to work around into that post, getting the ball and backing down, faking into these kind of fouls. It's kind of his bread and butter.
Well, Nick King troops to the line. And hears it from the crowd. Makes the first free throw. For 2 for Nick King. Morgan with a rebound. Singletary is ahead. Preston Knowles, hang time. Gets his own miss. Kicks it out to Lamb. Lamb attacks using the left hand.
Good move there, getting crafty. Using the basket as his shield from DeGuara's block.
20 points now for Tyler Lamb. Brickman goes to King. King got the step. King got the basket and the foul as well.
Yeah, looking a bit more aggressive here in the fourth quarter, trying to make things happen.
77-67.
Substitution.
And Mono Vampire just seems to come up with a response here with every possible Alab Pilipinas surge. And we'll see here because Nick King has gotten his rhythm here in the fourth.
Yeah, but also for Mono Vampire, they've gone through a bit of a stretch shooting blanks as well, and that's leaving an opportunity for Alab Pilipinas to have this attempt to get back into the game.
Nick King got the bounce on the free throw. Completes the three-point play. Now a 9-point lead for Mono Vampire. Knowles. Lamb trying to work against Louis Vigil. Tyler Lamb with a fadeaway. Too strong. Rebound, Louis Vigil. Brickman waits for the pick from DeGuara. Brickman knocks it down. And it's a 6-point game.
Yeah, that's a big momentum swing for Alab Pilipinas. Just able to stop Tyler Lamb on that end. 3 points on the other end. We've got ourselves a ball game here.
19 points for Jason Brickman. Tough shot for Singletary. Alab Pilipinas with another good defensive sequence there. Brickman goes to Domingo. Domingo. And it's a turnover. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Knowles taking it strong to the rack. Too strong. And Brickman is all alone for the deuce. 4-point lead for Mono Vampire. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas with a great comeback here in the fourth. Singletary got tripped by Domingo. Did not see Singletary there.
Yeah, right now Mono Vampire have only themselves to blame for allowing the game to get back so close.
We have a timeout from Mono Vampire. Just a 2-possession game here. Good-sized crowd here inside the Stadium 29. Jason Brickman delivering his best performance so far in an Alab shirt against his former team, Mono Vampire.
Yeah, at the very least, his biggest scoring game with Alab, 21 points. Though the 6 turnovers might not usually be what he's used to.
Well, he was a double-double machine here when he was at Mono Vampire. He averaged 12 points, 11.5 points and 10.5 assists in that season where he served as the heritage import of Mono Vampire. They reached the final and lost to San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in a 5-game series.
What are the turn of events this fourth quarter has been, though? Alab has been outscoring Mono Vampire 18-7. Just not getting the shots to go down on the Mono Vampire.
Oh, Morrison posterizes DeGuara there out of nowhere. What a pass.
Nice way to come out of that timeout.
Guara trying to work against Morrison. Big Sam will miss. And he will lose the handle, but it's tapped away by Morrison. Good battle inside between DeGuara and Morrison. Morrison getting some help there.
It's just tough to imagine how to play basketball like Sam DeGuara does. Every time he touches the ball, always 3-4 people around him.
Brickman. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Brickman finds Domingo. Vigil. Trap at the baseline. He releases it to Nick King. Sails in for the layup. Possible and one opportunity for Nick King.
We have not seen Nick King play with this much passion and energy for most the part of this season. He's coming alive because he wants this bad.
You're right about that, TK. Not the type who shows a lot of emotion. Nick King. But he's helped San Miguel Alab Pilipinas close in on Mono Vampire. They are within 3, the visitors. Preston Knowles. And Nick King giving up the foul there, and just the 3rd team foul of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Mono Vampire already over the limit.
There's no foul.
5 on the floor for Mono Vampire. Tyler Lamb, Mike Morrison, Preston Knowles, Moses Morgan, and Mike Singletary. Morrison. This is Preston Knowles. Knowles will attack. Too strong on the layup. DeGuara with a rebound. King ahead to Brickman. Nick King goes left. Deflected away by Tyler Lamb.
Man, you can feel it. Nick King really wants that. He was asking for the ball and just a straight line, trying to get to the basket, trying to draw that foul.
Brickman against Knowles. Uses the DeGuara pick. Nick King will launch the 3. Yes! And it's a tied game.
From down by 16 points.
Tied at 79 here. Morrison. Back to Lamb. Tyler Lamb attacks. No good. Rebound Nick King. Alab Pilipinas can take the lead here. Vigil inside. Louis Vigil gives Alab Pilipinas the lead.
Wow. What a turnaround this has been.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas looking to steal one on the road. Preston Knowles against Brickman. Shot clock down to 10. Knowles attacks. Knowles against Brickman. That's Morrison who misses. Morgan keeping it alive. Singletary for 3. No! Brickman with the rebound.
And that's been the story of the 4th quarter for the Mono Vampire. Just unable to get anything to go down.
And they've been getting good looks there, TK.
Yeah, just easy baskets there.
Brickman finds King. 7 seconds to work with for Nick King. King will fire. King in and out. That ball will go to Mono Vampire. As last touch on Lawrence Domingo.
It's a bit of a frustrating possession for Alab. Nick King wanted Sam away from his penetration line. Instead had to settle for a 3. But nonetheless, they are up by 2 somehow here in this 4th quarter.
He had time on the shot clock there, TK. 81 to 79. Preston Knowles against Brickman. Trying to free up Singletary against Domingo. Singletary. Elbow jumper. Doesn't drop again.
You barely see Michael Singletary miss those shots, especially here at Stadium 29.
Alab Pilipinas looking to extend the lead. Brickman launches and knocks it down.
Dagger against his former club.
Jason Brickman coming up with a big shot here as San Miguel Alab Pilipinas has taken a 5-point lead against Mono Vampire. 56 seconds remaining. Singletary and Mono Vampire staring at a 5-point deficit with 56 seconds remaining. Jason Brickman has outplayed Preston Knowles, outscored the Mono Vampire import 21-19, has more assists as well. But San Miguel Alab Pilipinas outscoring Mono Vampire 21-4 in a 5-minute stretch here in the fourth quarter, TK.
Yeah, just everything bouncing away from the rim for the orange shirts.
A 5-second violation as well.
Just piling on everything that's going. Singletary in disbelief.
Wow. What a turn of events here. A timeout requested by Coach Jimmy Alapag. They're up by 5 with 56 seconds remaining. Good-sized crowd here inside Stadium 29 in Nonthaburi, Thailand. They've been treated to a show here, TK, but if you're a Mono Vampire fan, you will not be happy with the turn of events here in the fourth.
Oh, yeah, Mono Vampire, they've seen Jason Brickman work his magic for their team for so long. It's not an easy sight to see him do it for an opposing team here. As we were talking, 15 fourth quarter points for the point guard.
Jason Brickman, and you take a look at the field goal shooting, that was as high as 60% earlier, now down to 44% as the shots have not fallen for Mono Vampire in the fourth. Knowles bothering Brickman. Jason Brickman gets it to Nick King. 8 seconds to work with. King finds Brickman, the extra pass, Vigil launches, no good. Rebound, Morgan. Gets it to Knowles. Knowles pulls up for 3. Yes!
Big time basket.
No more timeouts for both teams. Lead is at 2 points. King. No call. Nick King goes to DeGuara. Just a fraction of a second separating the game clock and the shot clock.
A lot of contact there, bringing the ball up from both sides.
I thought there was a foul there on
somewhere.
Knowles. Somewhere. But nonetheless, they will send Nick King to the line. His nerves will be tested here.
Pretty smart play by DeGuara right there. He got the ball. He could have taken it to the basket, but pretty smart to step back out, run down some more time.
Nick King. Pressure pack, foul shots here. First free throw is good.
74% throughout the season. Pretty good clip.
Three-point lead for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. King. No good on the second. Mono Vampire with a chance to send this game into overtime. Singletary for three, yes! 3.8 seconds remaining. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas actually had a foul to give.
Substitution.
Coach Jimmy Alapag wants a substitution to happen after the shot, but wow.
Well, that's why they call him Miracle Mike here in Thailand. Missing nearly everything in that fourth quarter, except that shot right there.
3.8 seconds remaining. Mono Vampire already in the penalty. Jeremiah Gray to inbound. They get it to King. Nick King against Singletary from half court. Almost. And we will need 5 more minutes to settle this one. Mike Singletary with a three-pointer with 3.8 seconds remaining in regulation after a split at the line from Nick King. And we have overtime coming right up in Stadium 29. Overtime here at Stadium 29 between San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and Mono Vampire. As these two rivals going toe-to-toe here. King, nowhere to go. Had that shot bothered by Tyler Lamb, and King gives up the foul.
Well, I gotta tell you something. There's just something about Stadium 29 here, and that it's just been keeping the Mono Vampire alive. Last game they played here against the Kuala Lumpur Dragons also cheated death, actually.
That's true.
The Dragons came back out of nowhere. They were up. They had a chance to win at the free throw line, just like before, just like earlier here, and they escaped into overtime, came away with the win somehow.
I thought Kate Davis went 1 of 3.
Yeah.
And he is a reliable free throw shooter.
He was shooting 80% before those trips.
Knowles misses. Rebound, Nick King. Brickman played a key role in a comeback for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Get the switch on Morgan. Brickman attacks. And that's a foul on Moses Morgan. Brickman has just taken charge here in the second half. I like the mentality from Jason Brickman. That whistle will go against Tyler Lamb, I believe. What a performance here for Jason Brickman against his former team. And this is the first free throw. Remember, Mono Vampire came back from 5 points down with 56 seconds remaining. And also, that was San Miguel Alab Pilipinas basketball as well.
Yeah. A rare miss by Jason Brickman from the line. One of the best free throw shooters in ABL history, actually. A little bit of a pressure on the line here.
Jason Brickman.
He's barely missed at all the entire game, actually. 9 of 11 from the field.
He's been getting to his spots, really. Covered the game last week in Hong Kong, and he could not make a shot. He was 1 of 9, but he did have 16 assists, though. And that's sorted out. Brickman is set to take the second free throw. That time, not that one to go. And Alab Pilipinas with a 1-point lead. Preston Knowles. Goes to Morrison, got the step. Nick King whistled for the foul. It's number 4, Nick King. Getting a running start there was Mike Morrison.
And you feel, though, that if Mike Morrison hadn't got fouled, he was ready to throw it down on Sam DeGuara.
DeGuara got left behind on that play. Prince Williams is back in the game. And Morrison sinks the free throw.
Morrison has had his troubles from the line, but doing pretty well so far in this game. 5 of 7 right before this attempt.
A quiet night defensively for Mike Morrison. Only has 9 points. We're tied once again. Brickman goes to Prince Williams. DeGuara, and there's a whistle.
They've been asking for that all game.
3-second violation. Oh, is that an offensive foul? Yeah. 3 seconds. 3-second violation. And Sam DeGuara. That's another turnover. Knowles. Singletary for 3. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound. Jason Brickman. Brickman against Morgan. King asking for that basketball. King will attack. King will be fouled.
And that's a frustrating sequence if you're Alab, actually. It seemed a bit forced there from King. Got the ball, tried to get DeGuara out of his way. Could have opted to drop it into DeGuara. Nonetheless, though, bailed out by a foul. And it's on Morrison, which is his 5th.
And that's a big fish if you're San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, because the man in the middle, Mike Morrison, is whistled for his 5th and last foul. So Coach Andre Urlap going for Sang Tong here. King sinks the first.
He's done his damage from the line. 8 points from that charity stripe.
Got 23 points now. Two for 2 for Nick King. Alab Pilipinas with an 88-86 lead against Mono Vampire. Knowles pulls up. Yes!
Yeah, he just seems like a guy who doesn't really feel the pressure. He's playing by his own tempo.
We're tied once again at 88. Nick King against Singletary. King goes to Domingo. Lawrence Domingo inside, no good. Miguara! And one.
Just made it look so simple. And that's fundamentals, getting the offensive board and just staying high up there, not bringing the ball down. You're the tallest guy out there. Easy basket for the big man.
And with Morrison out, really tough to protect the rim for Mono Vampire there, TK. 90-88. Miguara completes the three-point play. And it's taken a while for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas to get into the groove, but here in the last 15 minutes or so, they've done that here. Brickman on the steal. Jason Brickman with an acrobatic shot as San Miguel Alab Pilipinas now up by 5.
You just got to shake your head at that. There's barely any angle.
Brickman again finds Nick King. Tried to posterize Preston Knowles.
This is a different Nick King from what we have seen this season.
You know, after the game, the loss to Mono Vampire, Jimmy Alapag had some words for Nick King. He says Nick King's got to be better.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, right? Actually, we wanted him to be better, and he's just showing it off. We weren't expecting this from the first 3 quarters, but the fourth quarter and through this overtime, just showing the aggression, attacking the basket.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas with a gutsy performance here on the road. Nick King at the line looking to extend the lead for the Philippines. 93-88. With 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the overtime session. He will miss the first. Nick King.
And again, even though Alab were up by 5, you got to remember they were up by 5 at the tail end of that fourth quarter as well.
One for 2 for Nick King, and it's a 6-point lead for Alab. Singletary. Morrison is fouled out. Singletary short on the 3. Sang Tong with offensive rebound. Tyler Lamb. Back to Singletary. Launches. No good. King secures the board.
Big shots not dropping down for Singletary now.
94-88. Brickman. 27 points. His highest in an Alab Pilipinas uniform. Domingo back to Brickman for 30 points. Yes! Jason Brickman tormenting his former team.
just got to add on to that too. This is a career high for Jason Brickman. So bringing out everything against his former club.
And Mono Vampire just can't buy a basket right now. Singletary gets fouled by Domingo there.
Nonetheless, so the wind just knocked out of him after that 3 by Brickman.
And Singletary working very hard inside. Wow. At some point, you just can't imagine Mono Vampire missing these many shots. And these were all in the flow of their offense. I mean, I don't think San Miguel Alab Pilipinas did really something exceptional here.
Yeah, they're getting the shots they're looking for at the spots that they like to shoot from. It's just, they're probably going to have to check the rim after this game.
But make no mistake about it, I cannot take credit away from San Miguel Alab. I think they worked very hard. They played with a lot of intensity here, especially in the fourth quarter. King against Knowles. Tried to play bully ball there. Another foul.
Just extending on what you were building up earlier, taking nothing away from the efforts of Alab. They're not slacking on defense. They're doing a good job, but it's just that the Mono Vampire, they're just not knocking down the shots they're usually getting.
That's true. And Preston Knowles. Nick King has formed a really dynamic 1-2 punch with Jason Brickman in this ball game. He got 27 points, 9 of 13 from the line. Splits his free throws, 28 now. 9-point lead with a minute remaining. Singletary lays it in.
Finally getting something, but already a big margin built up by Alab.
Jason Brickman. Against Knowles, Brickman. 10 to shoot for Alab. Brickman gets it to Domingo. Brickman will get it back. Another 3 on the way. No. Singletary with a rebound. Singletary in a rush. Mike will be fouled and will be sent to the line.
Something that Mono Vampire wants, a chance to add on to the points with the clock stopping. And opposing teams have got to remember right now that you can't count out Mono Vampire at any point of the game.
He pulled off some escape acts this season.
You see there on the banner behind the rim, Mono Vampire. That's their slogan this year: "Never die, never give up." They've shown so much of that mentality so far this season, but that's in jeopardy right now.
Singletary intentionally missing the second, hoping to grab the offensive rebound, but ball ends up with Jason Brickman. Knowles fouls him, and Brickman with a breakout performance.
What a game by Brickman.
Maybe this is the game that really gets Jason Brickman going here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, because throughout these first 10 games, it seemed like he's here, he's there, not really making a huge impact. Right here with 32 points. Import-like numbers here for Jason Brickman.
8 rebounds, 8 assists as well. Going back, the first time these two teams played here, Brickman was barely a factor at all. It's the way that things have turned around.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will level the season series with Mono Vampire.
Yeah, and a clap for that guy, clapping right there, number 55, Nick King. What a game this was by him.
A terrific comeback for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, down 16 in the second half. A strong showing in the fourth quarter. It seemed like they were ready, they were already ready to complete the comeback in the fourth, but Mike Singletary sending the game to overtime. But nonetheless, they get the job done in the extra session, and they improved to 7-4, dealing Mono Vampire their 4th loss of the season. And Mono Vampire still the league leaders, but Alab Pilipinas a big win on the road for Coach Jimmy Alapag and the rest of the guys.
Yeah, also Mono Vampire's first loss at home, so quite of a power shift right here in the result of this game.
And we started off with a tribute to the late great Kobe Bryant. And Mono Vampire got going early. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas catching up in the second period. Third quarter was all Mono Vampire, but in the fourth, Jason Brickman taking over. And before Mike Singletary sent the game to overtime, and in the extra session, it's a steady dose of Nick King and Jason Brickman finally putting Mono Vampire to the sword. And that's it for us here from Stadium 29. For my partner, TK Kusumbuan, this is Delph Tupa saying good night. This is your ASEAN Basketball League Season 10. Rise to greatness.
Migul right there, another block by Miguel.
Wide open is Regulus. Back-to-back triples for Mono Vampire.
Only 7 remaining. He makes his move. Young forces it up and in!
CC hasn't made a shot before that.
Pretty good so far here in the first half.
Lie. Oh, everyone